Welcome back to another episode of doing stuff. Last episode you guys saw, last thing you saw was this thing running, and it sounded good. But it needs some love still. And I've got all of these parts to install. Including a new radiator. My electric fan, which I gotta go get. I've got to get my exhaust hooked up. The other thing I'm going to do, I think, tonight is attempt to install this oil filter thing down in here. I'm going to drill through the frame, and I got myself a riv nut tool. So I'm going to try to operate that thing reasonably properly. So going to be a lot of time lapse going on this one. Yeah. So there we go. Alright, sorry for the breathlessness, but get up, get down, get up, get down. It's my first time using one of these things. Well, second time, because you saw that one down there go in. They're a pretty damn cool tool, if I'm honest. So, I don't know the right way to properly use it, but we shall see if I can get a second one installed without too much trouble. Forgive me if I get in the way. Until I get a really good hang of this, I wouldn't do anything structural, but it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So now, if I line this up properly, there's a big if. Theoretically, I can use these Cummins bolts and get these started. Yeah, look at that. Well, hello, moth. Okay, so those are 10s. 10. Nope, 7/16. Be right back. Oh, 7/16 were for these guys. Anywho. We'll see if I can crank on this. Oh yeah. It's not going anywhere. This is gonna be just fine for installing that damn oil filter. Now, the troublesome part will be this. I'll take this out. Loose that up, get this one off. enough to get this past here. Okay, there we go. Let's do it with it. This old charcoal canister stuff. Just haven't taken it out. I'm lazy. There's that one tightened. Put back the wrong way. There we go. So that tool, in 10 of a whole bunch of different sizes, was only $60 on Amazon. And I gotta say, for the option to do that, it's pretty damn good deal. Oh no. Wasn't really counting on that. Huh? No, I'm not dead. My wife thinks I'm going to kill myself. So you can see my conundrum here. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to heat this and twist it. And if I twist it and pull it back a little bit that way, I should clear this, and this will line up a lot easier. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll see how this goes. And this is what we got so far. Looks pretty decent. Just enough clearance. It'll be bumping against a rubbing line. I'm not too worried about it. We'll see. These are all minor issues, honestly. So there we go. We got that sucker mounted in there. I think it'll be fine. We'll see. Alright, time lapse on a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna work on my AC bracket, and then a thing that I built in order to put an idler pulley, alternator, and all that good stuff. Alternator. So yeah, here we go. Forgive the music in the background. Alright, we got the belt on. Everything turns over fine. Everything clears. The thing I'm working on now is clocking this turbo, the housing, to get it in the direction I need. Then it's AC plumbing and whatnot. They got all new lines for that. I mean, I just clear everything down here. Now I've got to hook up this and all the electronics for that. So we'll do that real quick. That's pretty easy, actually. Oh, it would have been easier. Oh, never mind. There we go. And you just take everything off. Put this on later. Really care about that. That's the heater, or not the heater, but anyway. So yeah, I'm going to get this rotated. There's just a really gnarly band clamp thing. I don't know what you call it. It's just kind of a pain. But what it does is it allows this. There you go, you see it. There we go. Gotta pinch that together and get it in, rotated where you want, and then let it go, and then it expands outwards and holds this housing in place. So, all right. Well, here we are back out this morning. Let's see, I got the lower rad hose on last night. I don't remember if I did that. Got the radiator installed. Got most of the cooling system installed, the fan. Got the upper hose to do, but I like to fill it from the top. It kind of just makes it easier. I'm working on my idle adjustment bracket, so this doesn't look like it lines up, but it does now. Haha. Anyway, so I'm just going to bend this over. You'll see it when it's done. At any rate, so now it's finishing the thing up and getting the intake plumbed up. Turbo's done. Get the tires on the truck. Check the oil, which I'm sure is fine. Yeah, so here we go. I was out till 10 o'clock last night. I'm pretty tired. But it's good. This is fun. Okay, I'm tired. So I'm quitting for the day. I got it running, and it's running well. I'll show you some other stuff later, but I've currently got oil leak, so I'm hemorrhaging oil pretty bad. I'll get down here and show you where it's coming from, but you can tell I'm moving slow. Okay. See the red hose? Well, it's not red. There we go. You can see it between the two starter contacts. So there's a conversion fitting that's going from dash 12 to dash 10 ORB. That's O-ring something or other. At any rate, it's causing a pretty significant leak. Significant enough that I can't drive on it. And it's just rust-proofing the bottom of my truck. But the exhaust is all hooked up. That was a pain in the titties. Turbo's on. All the under the hood stuff is done. Just need to get it to stop leaking. That's my primary objective, is to stop it from leaking. But I worked really hard last night till 10 o'clock at night, and then wasn't a full day. Started around 6. You can see by the color of my face I'm nice and red, so I've been out here 8 hours or so. Very close to getting it done. But what I think is going on is I pulled off the fitting that's the adapter fitting, and the O-ring seemed like it was in good shape. There was a little bit, the housing's aluminum. I'm wondering if there's a crack in the aluminum housing. I don't know. I'm debating on taking the whole thing off and going back to just the factory, well, the original one that I had, not the remote oil filter mount. I don't know yet. I haven't quite figured that out yet. All I know is I'm tired, so I'm quitting. I'm done. Thank you. My, how the tables have turntabled. I don't know how that saying goes. At any rate, things have escalated. Where are we at? Forgive me. You know how when you get to working on something, you just get after it and then you forget about it? You're like, oh yeah, I should film. Anyway, that's where we're at here. So, where we're at. AC compressor on. No AC hoses on yet. I need to go and get one resized. I'll deal with that later. Not too worried about it. Got all the charge piping on. Got my big fat radiator in. My AC fan is in. It's run completely separately from the truck circuit, so it doesn't have to be on. Water's filled in here. Water's in there. Tensioner's on. Lower rad hose, upper rad hose. Intake is on. Alternator is in. Alternator, some people say. Full exhaust is bolted up. It might be still a little too tight over here. We'll find out later. The primary objective, which you can't see, but tonight I got this thing running and driving well. You like my custom bodywork there? It's going to hold this in place perfectly, which is exactly what I was hoping for. I got an oil leak. And the oil leak is coming from, get my thumb out of the way, down yonder. My big fat hand. I'm going to move my hand and you're going to be able to see. There you go. One of the plates down there is the issue. Let's see if I can do it this way. There we go. It's going to be sideways. But the oil cooler plate, the one that is off to the right down there on the bottom, it has got a leak on the sealing surface from the adapter that goes in to match up with the dash 10 lines. So I think it's a dash 12 to 10. I don't know. Anyway, that's where I got a leak. And I'm going to do something that is really hackery. Because the alternative that I have is to go buy a whole new plate, or I can try this. And what I'm going to try is using a bunch of RTV and letting this sit overnight and firm up and tack up and all that stuff. But I'm going to have to take those two lines out. I'm not going to film it because it's just super tight in there now that everything's installed. But what I will do is I will just confirm whether it does work or not. But basically, that is it on this truck until I go to Mexico and drive it. I still have the wheels off, but that just makes it easier for me to work on this thing because I can just hop up much easier rather than have the front all jacked up. But that's the synopsis, and I'll let you know how it goes. Probably tomorrow I'll try this out after this tacks up and dries and see if I still have an oil leak. It's a significant enough oil leak that if I don't, I will lose a bunch of oil pretty quick. So, yep.